It's preparing to live stream.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's so weird seeing me on camera.
Yeah.
All right, we are live.
All right, guys. Welcome to my next breakdown. Week 8 NFL millionaire competition. Only $10 this week. Pretty awesome. My guest today is Alanna. She's going to be joining us, letting us know her picks, giving us her insight, her professional insights. And let's get started. All right. So first game, we got Indiana at Detroit. So on the Indiana Colts side, I like Jonathan Taylor. So what I noticed from from my research I've done, is that he's actually getting more touches as the weeks are going by. I feel like the coach is trusting him more and more. And this is a good matchup for him because Detroit it's not good against stopping the run. And I think Detroit's also on a short week. Is that right? Yeah. No, they're not on a short week, but Colts are rested. They're coming off a bye week. So that's why I like Indiana to win this game. So I like Jonathan Taylor, the run game, and then I like to pair that with the Colts defense. Their defense, we all know that they're very, very strong, as we've seen. So that's defense that I like. And then that's about it on that team. Then on the Detroit Lions side, I don't like anybody on Detroit. I just think it's a terrible matchup for like the wide receivers, for the run game. Quarterback Stafford, I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He's going to have a tough time in this matchup. So I don't like anybody in Detroit. So I think the Colts are going to win, plain and simple.
All right.
What do you think, Alanna?
Definitely have some, similarities. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. Hold on. Just gonna go into DraftKings. All right, so with the Colts, I love Taylor. I think he's gonna smash this game. I think he's the best option on Indiana, and he's just gonna destroy them. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, look at this fantasy points per game the last few games. He's had some letdowns. So I think, his salary is pretty good. And I know that Detroit is not very good against the run. So I think he's really going to just destroy this game. I mean, look at this matchup right here. They're allowing 131.8 yards, rushing per game. So I think he's going to be pretty busy today. Not today, tomorrow. So from defense, I like the Colts defense. They've been pretty decent. Unfortunately, they can't play the Jets every week, but they've been pretty solid. They did well against Cleveland. They kind of ran into a buzzsaw against Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. But regardless, they've kept their opponents in check. So I really like their D. That's, I'm with you. That's really the only player I like from Indiana. With Detroit, I think Detroit's going to be coming from behind in this game. And I also looked at, the projected point total for this game. It's a pretty high total. They're projecting it to be 49.5. So I think, Stafford's going to be throwing a lot in the game. I think they're going to be playing from behind. So Stafford's going to be throwing the ball. And his best receiver is Galladay. So if I'm going to play anybody from Detroit, it's going to be Galladay. He's a stud, and I think he could actually, do some damage. So, I mean, look at this fantasy points the last few weeks. Again, they weren't playing the best teams, but, I think, he's guaranteed, 7-8 targets every game. So,
you got winning the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of like Swift. I mean, if I was going to, play anybody from the running back core, it would be Swift. He's also pretty cheap. So I'm not really worried about Adrian Peterson. He's washed up. So I think, you don't think he's washed up?
Nah, I don't think so, but we can agree to disagree on that. Still got some game in him.
I don't know. I mean, he was good like 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely better. Yeah.
So Swift, though, he's the main back, in this lineup. So, and he's found the end zone the last few games. So I don't know. I like him.
Okay.
I mean, 2 touchdowns last game or 2 games ago, 1 touchdown last week. So, though, I mean,
who you got winning this game?
I definitely think the Colts are winning this game. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Detroit. So
yeah, okay.
All right, so.
All right, moving on to the next game. Okay, let me share my screen now. Okay, next game we got Minnesota at Green Bay. On the Minnesota side, I love Dalvin Cook, just like the first time they played, because Green Bay is not good against the run. And it's saying he was a full participant Friday. All signs are pointing him playing. Shouldn't have any limitations. So yeah, Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the game against a team that struggles against the run. So yeah, I love Dalvin Cook. He is expensive though. That's the only thing. But if I'm gonna try and fit him in my lineup because I really like him as a play. And then let's see who. That's about it on Minnesota side. On the Green Bay side, I mean, Aaron Jones is out again. So I think a lot of people are going to go back to Williams. They're going to see he got 20 points, but I actually don't like Williams because I know the Vikings are good against the run. So, but he is a pass catching back, so he will get like his targets and whatever. But he's not my preferred play at running back. But I do love once again Mr. Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in fantasy at least. Maybe in the league, I don't know, but this is an amazing matchup for him. I mean, he went off for 44 points. That's not why I'm playing him though. I'm playing him because Aaron Jones is not playing. If Aaron Jones was playing, then something to think about because of his price and whatever. But he's gonna have so much usage. He's super expensive, but to me, he's worth it. Like I don't care. He's like the first player I'm gonna pick in my lineup. I'm gonna build around him most likely. So I love Devontae Adams in this matchup. And then if you want to take a shot, I don't like it. What's his first name? Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Thank you. Yeah. Like the first game, he got around 20 points. That's amazing at that price. Can he do it again? Maybe, but I don't really think so because he's a deep ball receiver, so he really relies on those deep passes, and he only got 4 targets last week and against the Texans, and he didn't make 1 catch, so that's not a confident pick at all. I think there are better punt plays, so he's not my preferred play, but
yeah, I played him last week and it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 rushing yards, so
ouch. Yeah, that's a big ouch. So I don't like him. I don't think he's not my preferred play, but just someone to mention. And then of course Aaron Rodgers, if you can afford to pay up for quarterback, this is a great matchup for him. I mean, he got 33 points last time. I could see him doing it again, but I don't think he's going to be the optimal quarterback play. Maybe he might. So I do like him though. Let's just put it that way. So that's it. And who takes this game? I'm going to go with Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay has been amazing this season. Rodgers looks like he really wants to win that Super Bowl. So I'm going with Green Bay in this game. Yeah, Minnesota Vikings, their defense sucks. I mean, they can't really stop anybody. So yeah, Green Bay.
Yeah, I agree with you on Green Bay. All right. So Minnesota, Green Bay. So one thing I am really worried about in this game is the wind. So it's supposed to be really windy, which might hurt the passing game, or it will affect the passing game. So I do love some of the players, like you said, Adams is just a beast, but I am worried about playing some of those wide receivers. So starting with Minnesota, I do love Cook. I'm very happy to see that he's going to play, or more than likely he's going to play on Sunday, and he's just going to feast, and he's pretty much, their best offensive weapon. So in terms of, wide receivers, I mean, I'm not really, I don't know, I could, deal with Justin Jefferson. I mean, I think he's okay. Definitely not paying up for Thielen. Everyone else, it's just, I mean, not going to pay up. Nobody really stands out for tight end. But again, I love Cook. I really hope he plays. He's going to be the first person I put in my lineup as well. So I'm really going to be focusing on the run game here. All right, so Green Bay. Yeah, Aaron Jones is out. So that's crazy because, last week Williams went off. I mean, for 21 points, I think, he's definitely going to be a big part of this game. I think I'm definitely going to play him and at least one lineup at least. Wide receiver, I really, really, really want to play Devontae Adams, but I mean, that's so expensive. And I'm really worried that this game's going to be run heavy because of the wind gusts. I'm definitely going to pay attention to the report, the weather report, because if it's windy, I don't even know if I want to play Rodgers, even though he's such a good, he really wants to win. He loves playing against Minnesota. It's a divisional matchup. So definitely some decisions to make here. But yeah, tight end. He has been, loving his tight end here. So maybe that's one person to go towards as well. But again, his price is getting up there. So I think there are better tight end options. So, all right.
Okay.
And
you got Green Bay, right?
Yeah, I think Green Bay is definitely winning this game.
Okay, nice. All right, moving on. So we got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. This game, I feel like, it's going to be very defensive. And also it's saying it's going to rain too. So I don't really like players in this game too much. No. I know it's saying 20th, but nah, no way. Can't pick Roethlisberger. The only thing I like in this game is Baltimore defense. I'm just going to keep it simple like that. I think Baltimore's going to win. They're at home and but don't underestimate Pittsburgh. They're also a good team. So that's why I don't really like the Ravens defense, because I know they're going to give up points to Pittsburgh. So I don't want to play anybody in Baltimore, but Mark Ingram is doubtful. But still, their run game is the usage is split up between Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and you don't know who's going to go off. They might just both have average games, Also, Lamar Jackson might steal a touchdown, and I don't want to pay for Lamar Jackson. So it's just like a game where I just want to stay away from it. I don't think I want to play anybody. And if you do have money for defense, I would go with Ravens. But I think there are better plays on this slate. So I think Baltimore's going to win. It's going to be a close game. Baltimore takes it. That's by 3 points. That's my prediction.
All right. Cool. All right. So I definitely am going to stay away from this game. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing Big Ben. That price is just, too high. It's going to rain this game. Definitely, if I'm going to play anybody from this game, it'll be Connor. I mean, he's just, the workhorse. Though, unfortunately, he has to worry about Snell vulturing his touchdowns.
Last week, he stole one from him.
I'm aware. I played Connor last week.
No.
I know. I just feel like, his usage is, he's going to carry it, 20 times a game. So I definitely think they're going to get him involved. Deontay Johnson. So, I have a love-hate relationship with Deontay Johnson. I always seem to play him when he gets injured, but he was just an absolute beast last week. So I think, 5,500 is a very good price. I mean, it is against the Ravens, but there's a reason why Pittsburgh's the only undefeated team in football. So I think they're going to find a way to get Deontay Johnson the ball, and he's going to be a good pick today or tomorrow. And Claypool is also pretty interesting. So Claypool had that one game, a few weeks ago when Deontay Johnson got hurt and screwed over my lineup. But I think he's interesting because the Ravens do have a pretty good defense. So I mean, who knows? Juju and Deontay might get a lot of attention, leaving Claypool open. Who knows? And yeah, that's about it for Pittsburgh. All right, I'm gonna go to Baltimore. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing Lamar. He's too expensive. And he just hasn't been, he hasn't had that wow factor for me this season. I mean, I feel like last year he kind of set the fantasy world on fire when he started, and he just hasn't been doing it for me this year. So I'm going to stay away from him. For running back, I am an Ohio State fan, so I'm a little biased towards J.K. Dobbins. I've seen what he can do. I've seen him completely take over games at the college level. So I think, if he has an opportunity, he may go insane in this game. So I think, I like him better than Gus Edwards. I think he has a lot more upside. But again, I'm a little biased. I am an Ohio State fan. So wide receiver, I don't really like many wide receivers. If I'm gonna pick somebody like a pass catcher, I'm going to pick Mark Andrews. I think, he has that chemistry with Lamar Jackson. Look at this. Like, he scored, 2 touchdowns. I mean, they were playing the Washington football team. But, he's scored touchdowns in multiple games. So I think, for 5,800, if you're going to pay up for a tight end, I'm not sure if he's the guy. I'd probably, pay up for Kittle instead. But I do like Mark Andrews. He's probably the only person I might really consider playing from Baltimore. So, all right.
Who you got winning the game?
Winning the game, I think Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's gonna win. They're gonna stay undefeated.
Okay.
They're gonna find a way to win.
Yeah, like last week, get lucky. Hope for a field goal miss. Something like that. All right, next game. We got Tennessee playing against Cincinnati Bengals. On the Tennessee side, Henry definitely in play. He's just super expensive. That's the only problem. Cincinnati, they've had games where they're not good against the run, like against good running backs, like in I believe it was like week 2 against Cleveland. What's his name? Hunt and Chubb. They ran all over Cincinnati. So can Derrick Henry do that? Absolutely. So yeah, he is definitely he can be worth it. I mean, we all know what he's capable of doing, but he is really expensive. For wide receiver, no, I don't really think I want to play anyone. I really like Jonnu Smith because Cincinnati, what I noticed from them, a trend that I noticed the past couple of weeks, I mean all season, but really the past couple of weeks, they are bad against tight ends. They're giving up like 1 to 2 touchdowns to tight ends and a bunch of receptions. So I really like Jonnu Smith, and he's also cheap. So hell yeah, sign me up for that. Jonnu Smith, really good tight end. And then if you want Tannehill, too expensive for me, but he's an okay play, I think. But just someone to mention. On the Cincinnati side, once again, I love Joe Burrow. I played him last week. He won me some money. Again, love this quarterback. I'm so high on him. Like, honestly, I'm like a Bengals fan, I think, because just because of him. I just love watching him play. He's just such an amazing quarterback to me. But he is much better, I think, in fantasy because in real life he's getting intercepted like every game. It's not his fault entirely. The offensive line is horrible, but he's doing what he can, and I think he has a bright future. But anyways, back to the game. I think this is a good matchup for him because Tennessee, their defense is like non-existent this season. They're giving up a lot of reception yards and points to quarterbacks. So yeah, Joe Burrow is a good price. So I like him. At running back, I guess because Mixon's out, you could go with Bernard, but he's not the best running back. He gets most of his points from receptions. And last week he got a touchdown, so that really made him a great play. So this week I won't be on him. Maybe in one lineup I'll play him. We'll see, but not really high on him. Just somebody to mention. And I really like Tyler Boyd because we're seeing that connection between him and Burrow. And I mean, last week he got 13 targets. The week before that, 8, and he's getting red zone targets. That's the thing. Like Joe Burrow is looking for him in the end zone, and this is a good matchup for him too because Tennessee can't stop. They're giving up a lot of touchdowns to wide receivers, and that's why there's like this green light right here. So yeah, I like Boyd, and then I like also Higgins because he's that deep ball receiver, and we know the Titans they've given up like really big deep passes to in the previous games. So T Higgins in play as well. And yeah, I like this game as a stack. I think you could stack this game. You could pick like Joe Burrow, Boyd, Higgins, and then run it back with like Jonnu Smith and then maybe Henry too. So I actually like this game a lot, and the weather is supposed to be good. So now prediction time. I think I mean Tennessee's favored, so yeah, I'm gonna probably have to go with Tennessee because they look as bad as they look defensively. They always make up for it on offense, and they always find a way to win. So I think I think Tennessee's gonna take this game.
All right. So this game is actually my favorite game on the whole slate. So I'm gonna be definitely overweight on this game. So I might use Tannehill. I feel like Tannehill is having an MVP caliber season, but if I play Tannehill, I'm gonna have to pair him with one of his receivers. So before getting into that, Derrick Henry, I think he's just gonna run all over Cincinnati. I mean, he's just he's on a different level. I believe he's the highest priced running back. I know behind Kamara, but I think that he's not going to be that highly owned because of his elevated price. So there might be some ownership, like a dip in ownership because of that price. People might not be willing to get up to him. So I do like Derrick Henry. I think he's going to be the first person in all my lineups. For wide receiver, again, if I'm going to play Tannehill, I have to play Brown. Brown is just, that 30.3 fantasy points per game, though he is away. He plays better at home than he does away. And he did torch my Buffalo Bills when they played him. So, I think AJ Brown, a great player. But again, I don't think he's a must play. I think definitely going to stick with Derrick Henry here. Tight end, I do like Smith. So maybe instead of playing Brown, I might play Tannehill with Smith. And yeah, definitely not playing any defense today or tomorrow. All right, with Cincinnati, yeah, I love Burrow. Again, I am an Ohio State fan, and Joe Burrow did go to Ohio State. So a little biased towards him, but he's a beast, and he's just, he's on a different level, and he can put the team on his back and just will them to a victory. Gio Bernard, I do like him, but I don't think I'm going to play him. If I'm playing Burrow, I'm going to pair him up with either Tyler Boyd or T Higgins. I do like T Higgins for the, salary, relief. So if I'm going to play a wide receiver, I'm going to, pair Burrow with Higgins. Tight end, don't really like anyone. And yeah, that's about it. For winning the game, I think I'm going to go with Tennessee. They beat, one of the best teams in football, my Buffalo Bills, even though they haven't been playing like a championship caliber team. But I just think they have more weapons, and I don't think Cincinnati is going to be able to stop all of those weapons. So I'm going to go with Tennessee.
All right, cool. Let's move on to the next game. All right, we got Raiders playing against Cleveland. So I really like this game up until today when I realized the weather is going to might be really bad. It might be windy and rainy.
Yep.
So like I just think it's a great game for stacking and just, like both teams are kind of weak on defense. So something to monitor. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this game. I'm going to have to wait and see till tomorrow, I guess, see how the weather, if it improves or I don't know what. But starting off, I like Derek Carr just because he's cheap. And we saw what Burrow did last week to Cleveland. Cleveland can't stop anybody. Doesn't seem like so. And Carr has been good, but I just actually read an article that he doesn't do well in cold weather, and it's supposed to be really cold tomorrow, and like his quarterback rating like goes way down. So actually, that makes me not like him as much. Just somebody to mention. So now I kind of don't like him as much, but we'll see tomorrow what happens. Josh Jacobs, I mean, they might have to run the ball, so he actually might be a good play now because of the weather, and he does get a lot of touches when they're in the lead, when they're competing or close enough, when they don't have to throw the ball. So Josh Jacobs in play. Again, because of this weather, now I can't pick. I kind of wanted to go with Aguilar because he's been getting a lot of recept targets, and he's been getting the red zone usage. Now I'm not as high on him, but we'll see. And then Ruggs, I feel like he could be a good tournament play. He could have been, but now because of the weather, I think I'm going to be off of him. But he is an interesting play because he's cheap, and I mean, if they give him more targets, like out of nowhere, if they just decide to like get him more involved, and they throw those deep balls to him, which Cleveland cannot stop on a normal day when it's good weather, he could go off, So. But because of the weather, now I'm not as high on him as I was before. But those are the two receivers I pick. And then at tight end, I like Darren Waller. I think he's probably the best way to go, even with the bad weather, because he plays like a slot receiver role. So and he has red zone upside too. So he could be someone, a good pick. He could be someone that I'd want to be have in my lineup. Also, Cleveland's not good at stopping tight ends, so that's the way I'd probably go, just with Darren Waller. That's probably my favorite Raider pick. On the Cleveland side, hell no, Baker Mayfield went for 5 touchdowns last week. I don't know how he did that. It's such a fluke. It's so fake. Like, everyone knows this. He's not good. I'm never going to pick him. I don't care if it's the best matchup. Like, Raiders don't have a good defense. Like, quarterbacks this is a good matchup for a quarterback, but I'm not picking Baker Mayfield. Never, ever going to pick him. That guy needs to stop doing commercials too, because he does not deserve to be in those commercials. You know what I'm talking about? Those progressive commercials?
Oh, those are the worst.
Every time I see that, I'm like, oh, why? What the fuck? Anyways, back to the game. I like Kareem Hunt because the Raiders are not good against the run, like really bad. One of the worst teams against the run. So I do like Kareem Hunt actually as a play at running back. And his price is like, it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. So it's kind of mid-range. But he's going to get all the touches because Chubb is injured. And then for wide receiver, again, because of the weather, screwed everything up for me. I was high on Higgins, but now not as much. But he's going to have a bigger role now with Beckham getting injured and being out. And he catches those deep balls. So, and the Raiders are not good at stopping deep balls from the research I've done. So I do like Higgins, but now not so much just because of the weather. And that's it. At tight end, I'm not going to play Bryant just because he went off last week for 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it was a great matchup, and Beckham got injured mid-game, but I don't think this is like the best matchup for him. And I get to play if you want to play with him, but I'm not going to play him just because I think that was kind of fluky, and Njoku could easily like steal a touchdown from him. And
he did last week.
Yeah, he got 1, but he still did his thing. He got 2. Which is at 25, he was 2,500 min price, which is, I can't believe that play actually worked. Like,
yeah.
Insane. But Raiders against Cleveland. Who's gonna win this game? I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I can't pick Cleveland, so I know Cleveland is favored, but I'm gonna go with. Well, they say that what's his name? Derek Carr is not good when it. So it depends on the weather. If the weather is bad, I'm gonna go with Cleveland. You know what? And if the weather is bad, I actually want to include the defense too right now. Browns defense, they have their moments, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's true about if the weather is bad, and that means, if you look at history, Carr doesn't do well in cold weather and bad weather. So Cleveland defense really cheap. That could be a sneaky play actually. Now I kind of like that. So I'll take Cleveland. All right, I'm gonna pick Cleveland, but not because of Mayfield. It's gonna be because of the defense. They're gonna win the game for them.
I don't think Baker's gonna score 5 touchdowns again today.
Hell no.
All right.
He better not.
Yeah. All right. So Las Vegas. So they're interesting. So one thing, I was definitely considering playing Carr, but then, I saw this game's in Cleveland. The weather is terrible. It's also, they're coming in from the West Coast, so they're gonna have, jet lag. It's no secret that teams that travel cross country are a step slow, especially going from all the way from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. So that's one thing that I was thinking about this week as well. So I don't think I'm going to play Derek Carr. I think, he's going to be a big bust this week. So for running back, I think if I'm going to play anybody from this game, it's going to be Jacobs. I've seen what he can do, and I think it's going to be, ground and pound game, and I think it's going to be heavily run because of the weather. Wide receiver. I guess I was pretty high on Ruggs as well, but not so much anymore because weather. I think Darren Waller is pretty good. I think he's Carr's safety blanket. So I think here, if I was going to play any catcher, somebody who catches eligible receivers from this game, it would be Waller. And yeah, that's about it for Las Vegas. All right, so Cleveland. I think Baker Mayfield is the best play of. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, just look at his stat. I mean, yeah, he had 30 points, right? But the week before he sucked. The week before that he sucked. I mean, he's not
every week,
good.
but last week.
I know. I mean, against the Washington football team, I mean, he couldn't even take advantage there. So I don't know. I don't like Baker. I think he's, I never liked him. I thought he was overrated. Josh Allen is better. All right. So going to running back, Kareem Hunt, great pick. I think, they're going to be heavily, reliant on him. He's going to lead the team, and he's going to be one of the first players I plug in. All right, wide receiver.
Okay.
So I can't believe Peoples-Jones got a touchdown last week. He was a Michigan guy. I hate Michigan, so I was not very happy that he got a touchdown. But I guess big dogs got to eat sometime. So, anyways, here I do like Higgins. Like you said, he is a deep ball threat, but he does have Baker Mayfield throwing to him. So, I don't think I'm going to play Higgins. I'm probably not going to play Landry. I might play Bryant just because he's cheap and he does have that upside. He's going to be the top tight end. So I might play him. The only problem is everyone's going to be on him. So, just for differentiation, I might just play Njoku instead. All right. And that's it. I think the Browns are going to win. I mean, it's the East Coast, West Coast game. It's the rain. Derek Carr doesn't play well in cold weather. So I think just having the home field advantage and the time advantage is going to help out Cleveland.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And I like that you pointed that out about the weather and the plays, because I think now I like Cleveland more. Now when I talk about it more, I like Cleveland defense. and pairing that with Hunt. I really like that play a lot now. So all right, moving on to the next game. New England Patriots against your Buffalo Bills. So let's start with New England. All right, on New England side, Jacoby Myers. That's the first guy that I'm looking at from my research that I've done. He looks like the guy that's going to play. I might be wrong, but I think he's going to play slot receiver. And if he does, I like him because Buffalo Bills, they suck against slot receivers. I've been playing slot receivers against them every week, and they've been going off. But it is the Patriots, and we have Cam Newton as quarterback, who is super cheap, so he is an interesting play too. But I don't want to pick him. It's so tempting. But after that game last week, also considering the weather is going to be bad in this game too, and it's in Bills territory, so that doesn't make me like Cam Newton. The only guy I like, is I think Myers, because I think he's going to play the slot. But if I find out someone else is playing the slot, like Bird, then I might go with Bird instead. But as far as I know, I'm also guessing a little bit that it's going to be Myers. It's not like a confident pick. That's about it from the New England side. It's that simple. They don't really have a lot of weapons, and it's not going to be a high-scoring game. So,
Nope.
Now on the Bills side, I just heard that Stephon Gilmore is going to be out this game. So, I get Diggs definitely in play. But again, this is not going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be bad weather. So paying up for wide receiver in that weather, even though it's a good matchup, it's risky. So I probably won't play him, but just something to mention there. And yeah, Josh Allen, like all day, every day, you could play him, right? But the thing is, he's $7,000, and there are better plays at quarterback, I feel like. But I love Josh Allen as a play, like every day. He's good, like all day, every day, because he's a stud, But he does need to work on some things, but I like him. I think he's gonna, he's playing amazing this season. He's had a couple of hiccups, but he's still a stud. I guess you can go with Bills defense just because of the weather, but it is kind of pricey, so it is in play though. I think the Bills are gonna win this game. I think it's pretty. It's that simple. I mean, they're playing at home. They are the better team. They've looked better throughout the season. The weather is going to help them. They're used to playing in bad weather. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. Bill's going to take this game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that because you're a Bills fan. I mean, that's what I really think.
All right.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, New England. I don't know. I'm worried that Cam Newton is just going to have a beast of a game. I mean, their defense is just awful. Oh my gosh. They have like practice squad players. They're just, ravaged with injuries. I mean, they have this guy who never even played an NFL snap playing last week. So it's just their cornerback cores, depleted. I mean, it's bad when you're playing Josh Norman, and even he's out. I mean, I don't know if any of you watched the Titans-Bills game where, Derrick Henry stiff-armed him like a rag doll. But I don't know. I was kind of surprised he didn't just return halftime like that other guy did. But, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Cam Newton is a mobile quarterback. He has looked terrible. So that's one thing that we have in our favor. But I wouldn't be surprised. Belichick has had, Sean McDermott's number, ever since he started coaching the Bills. So I think Belichick is going to cook up a special for us tomorrow. Yeah, these players all suck. Sorry. Yeah, I do like Jacoby Myers. I think,
Damn, all right. No respect. Okay.
I think, whoever Tre'Davious White is up against is going to have a terrible game. Tre'Davious White is a stud. But the other corners we have are trash. I mean, we're also going to be without Micah Hyde, who's our best safety. So I just think, the receiver, there's going to be one receiver that has a really good game, and it's probably going to be Myers. I don't think it's going to be Bird. I think it's going to be Myers. All right,
So
so
you think Myers will play the slot too?
yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think they don't have Nikhil Harry, they don't have
Edelman.
Edelman,
Yeah.
and I've never even heard of Ols West. Yeah,
Olszewski.
I've never even heard of this guy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I don't think anybody has.
don't know. All right, so now Buffalo Bills. I'm playing Josh Allen all day, every day. He's gonna, he can rush for a touchdown. He can throw for a touchdown. He has a rocket for an arm. I think he's expensive, but I'm gonna play him all day. I always have at least one lineup with Josh Allen, but again, I am biased. I mean, look at these numbers. Like, yeah, he fumbles, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, this is his upside right here, 37.5. I mean, it's not like he did this against crappy teams. So he is definitely capable of putting up huge numbers. All right, running back. Yeah, it's a running back by committee. Singletary just hasn't looked good at all this year. It's hard for me to see that because I was a big fan of his last year. Zach Moss is back, and he's supposed to be that ground and pound guy. So I think if they establish the run earlier on, Zach Moss might be an interesting play. But otherwise, I think I'm going to stay away from the run game. Wide receiver, can't play Diggs. He's too expensive. Bad weather. If I was going to play any receiver, it'll probably be Cole Beasley. I mean, he got a ridiculous number of targets last game. I mean, 12 targets. I mean, that's ridiculous. And he's not that expensive. And he's, Josh Allen's most reliable target. So I think, when he's looking for somebody to throw the ball to, it's Cole Beasley. He's always, running those cross routes. He's always, making those third down plays. I think, Beasley is, that's his guy, but, he has a pretty safe floor. All right, tight end. Looks like these guys are back from COVID-19. So Lee Smith, nope, not playing him. Croft, I'm not the biggest Croft fan, so probably not going to play anybody here. But yeah, I'm definitely going to play Bills defense. So I think my Buffalo Bills are going to be in the driver's seat this game, unless Belichick pulls a Belichick. So
Yeah, gotta respect Belichick.
Yeah, he's unreal.
All right, moving on to the next game. We got. Hold on, gotta move this out of the way. Okay, we got the Jets against the Chiefs. This game. When I looked at this game, I was like, "Is this for real? Like, this is just not fair. Like, what the heck? What was the NFL thinking? Why would they even schedule this? Like, this is just a giveaway to the Chiefs. I mean, what the hell? On the Jets side, nobody. I'm so sorry, Jets fans, but you guys don't have any good players. You guys suck. Like, it's just been like that every single week. I tried to play P. Ryan, like, when was it?
Yeah,
When
I
they played
that.
Miami, because I thought, like, maybe he'll get some receptions. His coach said, oh, they're going to play him more. It was when they let go of Bell. So I thought, okay. And I saw his highlights from college, and he looked good. But they didn't use him that much. He disappointed me. Only got 5.6. Terrible mistake. So I have learned my lesson. Never play anybody from the Jets. And Crowder, if anyone you're going to play anybody, it's Crowder, but he's out. Doubtful, which means most likely out. Perriman, the second one, is out, even though he hasn't been great. So, no, I know these guys are cheap and they're value plays technically, but nah, I'd rather go with like Myers. And we're going to talk about it more. There's another one I like. But yeah, no one on the Jets. All right, it's not waste anyone's time anymore. Chiefs. On the Chiefs, I mean, they're just gonna dominate this game, so that's why I don't like Mahomes. That's the only reason why I wouldn't pick him, because they're just gonna blow them out, and they might even sit him out in the second half and have the backup quarterback play. I mean, that's what I think. And then running back position, yeah, I get Allaire because they're gonna be up and the game script is gonna favor him, but I don't think it's going to be a competitive game, and they're going to split the usage. You know what's interesting? Le'Veon Bell is going to be playing his former team that he just got let go of. So, revenge game? I don't like revenge games. Like, I don't like to, like, do this, I don't like to play guys just because it's, like, a revenge. I think it's all fake. I mean, they're all getting paid well and getting taken care of. So, but maybe the Chiefs coach will just purposely play Bell more. Plus, there'll be a blowout, so maybe Bell can be like savings picks. He's somebody on my radar. I will say that. I can't believe I'm saying that, but he is on my radar just because they're gonna blow this team out and they might play him more like snaps just because they want him to get his revenge and do well, So yeah, he's in play. Watkins is going to be out. I don't want anyone on the wide receiver because they're going to be up by big, so they're not going to be throwing the ball as much. So they don't have upside. Kelsey, yeah, he's a stud, but in this matchup, they're going to be up by so much. Chiefs defense is very interesting. They're super expensive, but they can be worth it. We saw last week 2 touchdowns, sacks, fumble recoveries, like everything. Their defense is on another level this season. So against the worst offensive team, yeah, they can be. I don't know. They might go for 30. I mean, honestly, they could go. I could see them going for 30, but they're super expensive. So I don't know how I'm gonna fit that in. But yeah, definitely something to consider to think about. Who's gonna win this game? I wonder. Definitely the Chiefs, and I'm gonna say they're favored by like minus 19.5 last I checked. So I'm gonna say the over on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Adam Gase is playing. He's coaching for his job. So
Yeah, he needs to be fired already. That too. He should have been gone already.
yeah,
He'll be gone after this game. That's another prediction I'm making.
They did show improvement against the Bills last week. Yeah, Darnold. I feel so bad for this guy. He just was drafted into such a horrible situation. I mean, I think the Jets are definitely going to lose this game, and they're just going to be the favorites for Trevor Lawrence next year. And that makes me feel even worse about Sam Darnold because that means he's going to be on the move. So I don't know. Darnold is interesting. He's definitely going to throw a lot this game. I mean, the Jets are going to be playing from behind. So, Darnold, might be worth a dart throw in the tournament. If you want somebody who's going to be very low owned, who's going to, guaranteed to throw the ball a lot, Darnold might be the guy. Running back, yeah, I don't like any of them. Wide receiver is interesting. So Crowder is, definitely his favorite target. I kind of like Mims. So Mims played his first game of the season last week against the Bills, and he was a second-round pick. They definitely invested a lot in, Denzel Mims. So, he can actually end up being his top target. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of garbage time in tomorrow's game. So, Mims might be worth a dart throw as well. Darnold is also like Berrios. He's thrown a lot to Berrios. Now with, Perriman out, he's going to have to throw the ball to somebody. So Berrios or Mims might be worth, a dart throw, especially if you're going to be playing Darnold, which I don't think anyone is crazy enough to do except me.
Yeah. What about Smith real quick? Why don't you like Smith? Just curious.
So, I mean, he just doesn't – I mean, he got a lot of targets in Arizona, but, he can't catch the ball. He has no touchdown. Okay. I mean, He just didn't seem to get any attention from Darnold, but he just doesn't produce. So that's why I don't like Jeff Smith. I'd rather go with Berrios or Mims.
Okay, man, fair enough.
Even Hogan is out. Jeez. Yeah. Herndon, Griffin, Yikes. Man, this team is terrible. You know what Jets actually stands for?
What?
Just end the season.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I wish I made it up.
That.
I remember I was watching a Jets-Bills game, their divisional rivals, and somebody had Jets just endure the suffering. So, yeah.
Yes.
Very tempting to play. No, just kidding. I would never play the Jets defense. All right. So Kansas City, like you said, Mahomes, definitely not playing him. I have a feeling that, Chad Henne is going to be throwing the ball in the second half. Running back, I love Le'Veon Bell. I think he wants to really stick it to the Jets. He left on terrible terms with the Jets. They released him. They tried to trade him. He openly spoke out against Adam Gase. So I think he's going to want to, stick it to them really badly in tomorrow's game. So,
But do you think he's washed up or not? That's the question. Like, is he good still, or is it just because of the system he was playing in before?
I mean, I think, Andy Reid is an offensive genius, and I think, they're gonna have something special. They're gonna play a lot of. I think they're gonna have some gadget plays tomorrow. I think they're gonna use Le'Veon, and they want him to get his. So I'm not playing Edwards-Helaire. Not playing him, even though he's on my fantasy team. Not playing him. Yeah, wide receivers. I'm not playing any of them. I just can't trust any of them. Not playing Kelsey. And then defense, Chiefs. I mean, that's so expensive. I don't know. I can't see myself paying up. I think, the Bills defense is $1,200 cheaper. What is it? Yeah, it's $1,200 cheaper, and it's a better matchup. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't think Chiefs defense can do a repeat of last week?
I mean, look at the game log. I mean, they've just been so up and down. I mean, even against your.
It's the Jets.
Yeah, but you thought the Bills didn't even have that great of a game against the Jets.
But the Bills are not good defensively. No offense. You said it yourself.
No, I know the defense this year has just been atrocious. But I don't know. I feel like
you just think it won't be worth it.
I think also Darnold. He was coming off an injury. He definitely looked sharper last week than he did in his first few games this season. I don't know. I think Darnold might actually play decently tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay.
I might eat my words, but
no, I could definitely see like the Jets putting up some points and the Chiefs just not like getting a defensive touchdown. They might just get some sacks. They won't get like a fumble recovery. He might throw the ball away before they get to him. That could happen, definitely. Defense is hard to project. Like it's so random, it's so volatile. So,
definitely.
All right, moving on. Yeah, so moving on to the next game, we got the Rams playing against Miami. The Rams side, they're coming off a short week, so this does benefit and Miami, I believe, is coming off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Fitzpatrick is not going to be starting. Well, we'll get to that though in a second. But Rams, don't want to play Jared Goff. Don't want to play these running backs. Don't want to. They're on a short week, so I don't like anybody on the Rams. I just think there are better plays, and it's not worth to risk it. And Miami has been looking good defensively. I think they are. This is kind of like a guess because it's, they've been playing like bad teams and doing. I mean, 49ers are good, but their defense did their thing. The Jets, of course, not good, and Jacksonville's not good. Against Seattle, I mean, they've been super competitive in like all the games, and their defense has been doing their thing against like teams that don't have good quarterbacks or they just don't. They're not good teams. But now they're playing I don't know how you say his name, Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know, but he's going to be starting. We don't know what to see from him. I wouldn't play him because quarterbacks who start for the first time generally don't do well, like best ever. So not going to be worth it. I did like Gaskin because I feel like that's the way they're going to beat the Rams is by running the ball. But they're starting a new quarterback, so he might steal the touchdowns. That's what I noticed when new quarterbacks start. They're like nervous for throwing the ball in their red zone, so they'll just like run it in themselves. So that's why I don't want to play Gaskin. I think there are better plays at running back, safer picks with more upside. Wide receiver, Rams have the best cornerbacks. What's his name? Ramsey?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Jalen Ramsey, Like, he might be the best cornerback in the league. That's why they're so hard to throw against. So I don't want to pick anybody from the wide receivers. Tight end is like kind of like their weaker, is where you can attack them. So Gesicki, again, it's a new quarterback, so I wouldn't go there. The only play that I would consider in this game is probably Dolphins defense, just because it's cheap. And I think I'm gonna make a bold statement. Miami's gonna win this game. I think their defense is legit. And I think Jared Goff, coming off a short week, it's going to be hard for him, and this is going to favor Miami. And and I think Miami defense is decent enough to where they can, not allow the Rams to like score enough points. So I think Dolphins will do enough to win this game. So I'm picking the Dolphins in this game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So Rams. So, like you said, they are coming off a short week, and it's also another West Coast, East Coast game. So they are flying in from LA.
Good point.
So that might, kind of throw them off. And also, it's daylight savings tomorrow too. I think we forgot to mention that. So we
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we turn our clocks back 1 hour tomorrow. So that might mess with some people too. So might be the Halloween surprise. But I think also the Rams, they're going to overlook Miami. I think, they're looking on to the next week, and I think they're not going to take Miami seriously at all. They're like, oh, they're starting a rookie quarterback. I think, they're going to fall on their asses tomorrow. Running back, not touching any of these guys. They burned me last week, so no way. Wide receiver, I don't know, for some reason, Goff has been really targeting Josh Reynolds quite a bit. So if I was going to play any wide receiver, it would be a dart throw, Josh Reynolds. I mean, he gets a steady amount of targets. So, all right, tight end. I don't like anybody. Yeah, I don't really like the Rams that much. They're not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of theirs. All right, so Miami. All right, so Sam Darnold is actually cheaper than Tua, so that's pretty hilarious here. Tua, who has never started a game, is actually more expensive than Sam Darnold. So tells you what you need to know about the Jets. So I love Tua. I don't know if you've ever watched him in college, but
I saw his highlights on YouTube.
Oh man, like he single-handedly got Alabama a title, a few years ago. They had Jalen Hurts, who was just, ineffective, and Tua, who was a true freshman at the time, came in second half and just lit the world on fire. This man is a competitor. He would have gone first overall in the draft if he didn't get hurt, if he didn't get a shoulder injury. So I love Tua. If it wasn't against the Rams, I would have played him. But he can throw, he can run. He's the whole package. But again, I think Jalen Ramsey is going to pick him off this game. I think, this is not a good first game for him to start. And I don't know what Miami is doing. Fitzpatrick playing so well. And I think, karma is going to get to them. I think, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, but I definitely believe in Tua. Running back, Gaskin, I would probably play him. He's their number one, so for sure. I definitely think Devontae Parker is going to have a nice game. The only problem is he is paired up with Jalen Ramsey. So if he doesn't get all the looks, then it's probably going to be Preston Williams. So, but I know that Parker, he's talented. He has the ability. Anyway, so Gesicki is interesting. So I know Gesicki and Fitzpatrick had a good connection. But I'm not sure. They always say a rookie quarterback's best friend is a tight end. So who knows? Gesicki might be that guy for Tua tomorrow. So then defense, I don't know. I'm very tempted to play this defense. Miami, playing the Rams off of a short week, and they're coming in from LA. Sign me up. 2,400 is very tempting. So, and I also am going to take Miami in this game.
Wow, we don't disagree on anything so far. That's crazy. I thought you were gonna pick the Rams.
No, I picked this. I picked the Steelers in one game. And you didn't pick the Steelers.
Oh, against the Ravens. That's right. Okay, we did
Yeah.
disagree on that. My bad. You're right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next game. Yeah, I wanted to say no. I like that point you made from the Cleveland game, and now here you just reminded me that like West Coast playing on the East Coast. I didn't think about that. That's actually a really good point. The jet lag, and so yeah, that's something to look out for. All right, next up, we get starting with the afternoon games. Chargers playing at Denver. On the Chargers side, I mean, Herbert, I think, is an amazing quarterback. This guy continues to like impress not just me, I think everybody. Like, he's showing that he has an arm and he can connect with his receivers. And in fantasy, he can really go off. But in this game, he's not my favorite quarterback. Not my favorite. Keenan Allen, I mean, the guy is getting so many targets. I don't think I really need to talk about this much more. Great price. Nobody on Denver can stop him. So yeah, Keenan Allen definitely. As far as the long ball receivers, I don't want to pay for them. I don't think this is the best matchup for that. And then Henry, he's not really like somebody that I think the quarterback likes too much. Not the best matchup either. So yeah, that's about it for the Chargers. So Herbert and Allen. On the Broncos side, Broncos, it's so hard to pay for Drew Lock. No way. Doesn't look good. I think the way to go is Melvin Gordon because Lindsey's supposed to be out, right? Oh, no, it's saying he's expected to play now? I thought he was out. Okay, that's news to me.
That's what I thought too.
It's saying concussion is expected to play. So because he's expected, I was gonna say if he's not gonna play, I like Melvin Gordon, but because he's gonna play, I'd rather just not pick anybody because you don't know if he's gonna get the touchdown and it'll be a committee. Go ahead. Sorry.
It also is a revenge game for Melvin Gordon. I know how much you love those.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's right. So maybe Melvin Gordon is in play. Yeah, I'll put him in play. And also, what's his name? Went off on the Chargers last week. James Robinson, your dude that you wanted to pick in your lineup.
Yeah,
you had him. Yeah. So just because of that, I feel like the Chargers, like their weakness is the running back. They didn't look good against the run, so that's why I like him. Against receivers, no, because I feel like the Chargers are always going to rush Drew Lock. They're never going to let him like settle for good looks. So, and they're good against the receivers. So, I'm interested in that. Then tight end, Noah Fant. If there is a tight end or a receiver that I want to pick on Broncos, it'd be Noah Fant.
Definitely.
I think he's a great player. The problem is the quarterback getting him like the ball. That's it. But he had a good couple of games. First two games, but then like he kind of like stumbled but I it's not a strong play for me. It's not someone that I'm like high on. Just someone to mention. And then defenses, that's too much for the Chargers. I'd rather go with the other defenses. That's it. I'm not high on this game. I think the Chargers should win this game. I think they're the better team. I know it's in Denver, but Denver just their offense looks so bad. Did they win the week before? Oh, yeah, they beat New England just because of their defense, yeah. But, no, the Chargers have really good offense. I don't think they could stop them, so I think the Chargers are going to take this game.
Agreed. All right, so, Chargers, I mean, Justin Herbert, yeah, he's been amazing. He's definitely, been a lot better than expected, and I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor, but not really. Herbert's just been great. So if you want to pay up for a quarterback, I like Herbert. Running back, I'm going to stay away from here. Their running situation just isn't the best. So I'd probably go with, Keenan Allen here. I mean, I think this is just way too cheap for the volume he's going to get. So Keenan Allen is probably going to be my wide receiver I pair him up with. This guy, Jalen, I don't know how to say his name.
Guyton?
Yeah.
I think that's
So,
how you say it.
yeah, he's pretty interesting too. I mean, he does have low volume, but, he has big play upside. So he's cheap and, he has that upside. And of course, I got to go with my man, KJ Hill. Ohio State, no, don't play him. He's Ohio State, but don't play him. Tight end, I don't like really anybody. Defense, yeah, that's just way too much, even though Denver has a really bad quarterback. So, Drew Lock, I'm sorry, he's just not a good quarterback. I don't think, he's capable of leading this team. I think, John Elway is going to have to draft another quarterback this year. I mean, Drew Lock is not it. So Melvin Gordon, it is a revenge game. I am worried about Lindsey, but I think Melvin Gordon, definitely capable of having some really great games. He had a lot for the Chargers, so I think that revenge narrative is really gonna play in. So wide receiver, I mean, there's just no. I mean, you got to be able to throw the ball and have good receivers. So tight end, Fant, like you said. But again, he's got to be able to catch the ball. And that's basically it. I think the Chargers are going to be in the driver's seat this game, and it's not even going to be close. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on to the next game. We got the Saints playing against the Chicago Bears. So quickly before I forget, Bears, it's a short week for them. So this favors the Saints. On the Saints side, Kamara. I mean, how can you not like him? I mean, Michael Thomas is going to be out.
Again.
So, that means it's easy. Like, you don't really need to do any research. He's going to get a lot of volume. He's definitely going to get at least 20 fantasy points. He's super expensive. That's the only thing. So I don't know if he's the optimal player. That I don't know. But if you're going to play the afternoon slate, you have to play him. And then you can go with Murray, I guess, if you want to be like sneaky. Maybe he'll steal a touchdown or two. But not my favorite play because I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Michael Thomas is going to be out. Yeah, for wide receivers, not a good matchup. For tight end, Jared Cook. I think this is a great matchup for him. The Bears are not good against tight ends. And he's going to get extra looks because of Michael Thomas being out. Only got 4 targets last week. Got 1 touchdown. So doesn't have like the highest upside ever, but doesn't get a lot of volume. But he could easily get like 2 touchdowns. He can get just like 2 red zone looks, a few targets, and he can get you like around 20. I mean, he hasn't done it this season, but I'm pretty sure he's done it last season. So, yeah, I like him as a tight end play. And then I like Saints defense because I think the Bears, they have Nick Foles as quarterback, and he's not very good. So the thing is, the Saints defense hasn't looked good. So, like, I don't know about that play. But if I were to play defense in the afternoon slate, it would probably be the Saints. Then looking at the Bears side, how many interceptions? He threw 2 interceptions last week. Only got 8 fantasy points. I mean, that's horrible. On the Bears side, I guess Allen Robinson, just for the, he gets the volume normally, and he's that go-to wide receiver. They're going to have to throw the ball. Saints can't stop wide receivers. I know it says here opponent ranked 17, but it should be worse than that. The Saints don't have really good defense, especially against deep ball receivers, which is why I would like Darnell Mooney. If he had a good quarterback, he could be an amazing play, but I don't like him just because of that. But it's a good matchup for him. And then, apparently they're bad against tight ends, but I don't know. I think that's early on the season. That's not something I'm going to look into. And then that's it. It's going to be a low scoring game, I think. So I think definitely the Saints are going to win, and that's it. That's simple.
All right. Yeah, I don't really like this game that much either. Go here. I think, Drew Brees is just not having a good season. I mean, he just, I think he's old, and I mean, That's all I gotta say. I think so if this game does have, the high winds, I was reading somewhere that this game might have wind, then instead of going with Kamara, I would go with Latavius Murray. I mean, he might get more run because of the high winds. So, and he's been known to vulture a touchdown every now and then. So I'm not sure if I'm going to pay up for Kamara. I think I'm going to stay away from him. He's too expensive, and Chicago is known for their defense. So I don't know. I'm going to respectfully have to disagree with your opinion on Kamara. For wide receiver, I mean, I can't play any of these guys. I think, Traquan Smith is really the only person to. Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't really been great either. But I think who else is Drew Brees going to throw to besides Traquan Smith? Tight end Jared Cook. I do like Jared Cook. And defense, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to play many people from this team or either teams. All right, Bears, definitely not playing Nick Foles. Definitely not playing Montgomery. He's already burned a lot of bridges with me, so definitely not going there. I do like Robinson. So the only problem is, Robinson doesn't have a good quarterback. So, I mean,
And he's expensive too.
yeah, I mean, look at these targets. He got 16 targets in one game. Like, that's insane. 13, 10. So clearly, Foles is comfortable with him. But I'm actually surprised that he was cleared to play because I was reading reports that he was going to be out, but I'm happy that he's in. I definitely think he's going to make some big plays tomorrow. Mooney, I was definitely high on him if Robinson was out, but now that he's in, I'm definitely not going there. Jimmy Graham is interesting. So he does, get the targets. I mean, 6, 8, 5. And he is capable of putting up those touchdowns. So, he is a nice end zone threat. So I think he has a decent floor, and clearly Foles is comfortable with him. So I don't hate Jimmy Graham, but otherwise, I actually think the Bears are going to get this one. They have the home court, and they have a great record. So I definitely think, New Orleans is playing without a lot of their weapons. No Michael Thomas, no Callaway, so no Sanders. So I think Kamara can't do it all, and I think they're going to stop him. I think they're going to dedicate their entire game to stopping Kamara. So
interesting. Okay. All right.
Let's go Bears.
So we disagree on that too. That's 2 games we disagree on.
Yes.
Right. All right. Last game. One of my favorite games on the slate. I think this could be a slate breaker. We got 49ers playing against Seattle Seahawks at Seahawks. The weather's supposed to be good, so I like that. Starting off with the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, I know he's not a good quarterback, but this is an amazing matchup for him. I feel like he can be a really good play, sneaky play. I think he's on my radar. He's somebody I'm going to play. I think he's going to have a great game because Seahawks cannot stop any quarterback. Like, it's just like every week I keep thinking, like last week I played the Seahawks defense. I thought, okay, this was going to be the week where their defense like finally gets it together. They get some stops and they slow down the opponent. They didn't do that. Kyler Murray destroyed them, which was an amazing game. If you didn't see that game, check out the highlights. It was an incredible game. Garoppolo, he has his moments. He could do amazing. I mean, against the Rams, he got 3 touchdowns. Arizona last season was his favorite team to play against. He was doing amazing against them. I feel like this is the game where he can go off. Running back situation, don't want to play anybody because apparently now they got Tevin Coleman back. That's the news. He just got activated. So this is going to be a timeshare, and I don't want to guess who's gonna get the touchdown and go off. I just feel like there are better spots. There are better running backs plays, and it's not worth it to guess. So if I'm gonna pick Garoppolo, I gotta pick a receiver, right? This is where my the sleeper pick that I was telling you about before. Ayuk, I love Brandon Ayuk. I feel like he's his go-to target now. He's gonna have to be because he's gonna be wide receiver one. And then I like Kendrick Bourne because he's a big receiver and he has red zone usage. So I do like both these guys. I like it as a stack, Garoppolo with Ayuk and Bourne. Um, Seahawks cannot stop wide receivers. That's why it's 32nd. They're the last in the league, and they still are last in the league in my opinion. In that, so yeah, I like that. And then Kittle, I know he's tight end, but he's like a wide receiver also. But Seahawks are actually good against tight ends, and I feel like Kittle at that price is not going to be worth it. Like he'll get maybe like a touchdown, he'll get receptions, but he's not going to have like this type of game where he goes like 20 plus fantasy points. So I don't want to pick him. I want to just go with Ayuk and Bourne. Okay, on the Seahawks side, Russell Wilson all day, every day. He's just like Josh Allen. Like, it's just a question about his price and if he's going to be the optimal pick. I don't think he will because I respect the 49ers defense, even though they've been kind of shaky. They've been like, they have games where they're off. Yeah, I won't be picking Russell Wilson, but I got to mention him because he's just such an amazing player, such a stud. What the hell? This running back situation, doubtful. He's questionable. Either way, it's not a good spot to pick a running back. So I'm not even going to mention any of these guys. 49ers are good against the run. I would not pick any running back. Wide receiver, they're also good against receivers. I don't know. Is anybody out? What's his name? The 49ers, the cornerback.
Oh, I don't know.
What's his name? The famous one, the one that went to Stanford, the one that was on the Seahawks. He used to play for the Seahawks. You know what I'm talking about? What's his name?
Sherman?
Sherman, yeah. So I don't know. Is he injured or is he still? Is he healthy? Let me see. Sherman, 49ers. Let me look. Richard Sherman. Okay.
Yeah.
Sherman. Suffer setback in recovery from calf. Oh, that was 3 weeks ago. Never mind. So yeah, I don't know if he's playing or not. I have to check that out. But if he is playing, then yeah, I don't know about Metcalf and Lockett. They're so expensive, and this is not the best matchup. But they are like really good receivers. But I would definitely not go with Lockett because whenever he has an amazing game, the next week doesn't have a good game. So that's an easy fade for me. Metcalf, he had a bad game last week, so I feel like he's going to be that receiver. If you're going to pick a receiver, it'd be him. But again, he's super expensive, so not my optimal pick. That's it. This is not going to be a defensive game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. And I think are any of these guys coming off short weeks? Let me see. No, they're not. 49ers
so.
they just destroyed, and they're coming. Oh wait, they played on Monday, right? Seahawks, or was it late? No, it was late Sunday night.
Yeah, it was late Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody's coming off a short week. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers by I think Seahawks are gonna be up, and then 49ers are gonna it's gonna be like 2 minutes left, and they're gonna steal the win with a touchdown or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something dramatic is gonna happen. And I think this is a slate breaker. Like Garoppolo could be a slate breaker along with these two guys. So that's my prediction. I think 49ers are going to win.
Yeah, I agree. The 49ers are definitely an interesting matchup. I do like Garoppolo. I think, people are low on him after, he got hurt, but, he is definitely capable of playing well. I mean, look what he did against the Rams. And also, this number looks very low because, they just look at this score. They destroyed the Patriots. So, looks can be deceiving. I think he's definitely going to have a much better game. Running back, if I was going to play any of these guys, I would play Coleman. It's his first game back. So, definitely think, I definitely think Coleman is capable of having a good game. I'm so glad I didn't play McKinnon last week. I was very tempted to, but he ended up getting some rest. So I know a lot of fantasy players were definitely pissed off about that. Wide receiver, my favorite play of the week, Ayuk. Definitely gonna have a lot of shares of him. I think definitely he's gonna be a difference maker for this team. Great pickup by the 49ers. Bourne, I think, is gonna play second fiddle to Ayuk. I think Ayuk definitely gonna be a top priority for me to get in my lineups this week. Tight end, Kittle is just such a big target and he's so talented. I remember last year he had like a 200-yard game, which was incredible. I will probably stay away from him this week. Flex, defense. Yeah, I'm not playing the defense. All right, Seattle. I do like Russell Wilson, but not in this matchup. I think just San Francisco's defense is too strong, and I think it's definitely going to be difficult for him, even though he has those stud receivers. Running back, wait, Carlos Hyde. I thought he was out. Yes, he's doubtful for tomorrow. I'm kind of interested in DJ Dallas. I mean, he's really the only healthy running back here. So I don't know, might be interesting to play him. So DJ Dallas, definitely a dart throw. Wide receiver, I'm probably going to stay away from these guys, even though I prefer Metcalf over Lockett. Tight end, nobody interests me. Then defense, I'm not interested. So I think San Francisco is going to come out on top in this one. I think with Garoppolo and his receivers and the emergence of Ayuk, I think San Francisco is definitely taking this one. So.
All right. Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right, guys. That concludes our video for today. If you want to follow me on YouTube, my channel is Champ Grind. Check me out. And on Twitter, I post my short list of players that I like. So check me out. My Twitter channel is champgrind713. And you have anything else you want to say, Alanna?
No. I think this was great. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a lot of fun. We got to keep doing this.
For sure, for sure.
It was fun.
All right, so we'll do this again. All right. Thank you for listening. And this was great.